What's up? I'm Jim Barry. Welcome once again to Miami Life, the show that takes a closer look at life here in South Florida. We talk about the stories generating buzz and also the people who are making a difference. Today we'll explore the gambling scandal involving a Miami Heat player and what it could mean for the NBA and other leagues that have rolled the dice on legal sports betting. Plus, we're going to show you how one family is keeping the memory of their daughter alive through the gift of dance. But we start with this big story. This week, many eyes here in South Florida are on the devastating impact Hurricane Melissa is having in the Caribbean. Jamaica, Cuba, Haiti, the Bahamas, all feeling the wrath of this powerful storm. At least 24 people are dead, entire neighborhoods have been socked, and power outages are widespread. CBS News Miami's Jason Allen is in Jamaica surveying the damage that Melissa left behind.
Dangerous flooding filled streets in southeast Cuba Wednesday morning as Hurricane Melissa barrels north. The devastation in Jamaica is starting to become clear. Cars are underwater. Many homes have turned into piles of rubble. Buildings still standing are flooded. And officials say rescue efforts for at least 3 families were stopped due to unsafe conditions.
The parish of St. Elizabeth is underwater.
When the slow-moving Category 5 storm made landfall Tuesday afternoon, wind gusts topping 200 miles per hour and torrents of rain violently lashed the island. Video captured roofs and debris whipping across the town of Black River. Some residents sheltered inside a hospital as shutters and electrical lines tore through the parking lot. That clinic suffered structural damage and doesn't have power, along with more than 530,000 Jamaicans. Prime Minister Andrew Holness told CBS News.
There's scarcely any building or infrastructure that would escape without some form of damage.
Holness declared the island a disaster area. More than 15,000 people are in shelters across the country.
We have budgeted and we have prepared a certain level of response, but a Category 5 would require support from the international community.
We were around Kingston this morning and the power is on there. There's also fuel available there. That is very good news when it comes to opening the airport sooner rather than later, something that's absolutely going to be necessary for getting aid teams and assistance here into the country. Jason Allen, CBS News, Old Harbor, Jamaica.
Certainly wish folks there the best. All right, now to last week's headline grabber involving the Miami Heat. Former Heat player Damon Jones and current player Terry Rozier ensnared in NBA betting schemes that were spelled out by the FBI in federal indictments. Rozier right now is out on bond and leave from the Heat as a result. He is accused of being part of a scheme in which he allegedly faked an injury, allowing a childhood friend to give a heads up to gamblers who then cashed in on bets that he would have an off night. 2 years ago, Rozier was playing for the Charlotte Hornets, and he did have an off night that night, although his lawyer says Rozier was actually hurt and is innocent of any wrongdoing. Despite his absence, Rozier's Heat family say they have been thinking of it.
Obviously, we can't comment on the situation, but Terry is somebody who's very dear to all of us. He's had a real positive impact on our locker room and the staff and players alike.
We support him through and through. My brother out there today. It felt kind of weird him not being here, actually, because he's the first person I get to talk to.
Now, of course, once upon a time, the NBA and other major pro sports leagues took a very hard-line stance against gambling. But in recent years, pro sports have gone all in on legal sports betting. But as this scandal shows, that may have been the proverbial deal with the devil. We're going to do a deep dive on this topic with sports columnist extraordinaire, Mr. Dave Hyde from the Sentinel. Dave, did the NBA kind of bring this on itself?
Look, they've been married to sports gambling, and you see the ads at games. You see not only they bring gambling into the game, they invited into the owner's suite, handed it a drink, and they took all this money. So it's almost inevitable that something happened.
You know, there was a situation with a player, Jonte Porter, not exactly a household name, kind of a fringe player. He got banned from the league. You can kind of see how he would be tempted because he was a guy who wasn't making a lot of money. Why would a guy like Terry Rozier, making millions, risk his whole career so his buddy could make a few thousand?
That's the big question, and it doesn't look very smart. An adventure, maybe, something out of the ordinary to do, but not real smart on Terry Rozier's part.
No, it wasn't. So what does the league do now? I'm reading that the league has put out some memos saying we need to tighten up the rules, especially on reporting injuries, so these prop bets don't get out of control.
Well, the first thing they need to do is to say, be a little more transparent with their injury reports, so that one of the Damon Jones, for instance, was going around and asking LeBron, "Hey, you're going to play today?"
Yeah, how you feeling?
So once the team knows a guy isn't going to play, either for injury or maintenance or whatever, tell everybody. Don't let 10 hours elapse between and the league. It used to be for a competitive advantage. They wouldn't tell everybody.
Yeah,
those times have changed.
Game time decision because you want to keep the other guys off balance. Yeah.
Yeah, those times they can't take all the money from gambling and have these competitive advantages of guys not playing.
Yeah.
Those days are past.
So the Heat now are kind of in a precarious position. Did they get snookered here? Because there's some question about whether or not the Hornets were really honest with them about Rozier's situation.
Yeah, and did the league know too when the trade was made? There's a lot of questions that if you're Pat Riley and the Heat, you want that first-round draft pick back, don't you?
Think they'll get it?
I think they will eventually. I think the league will have to say, we knew about the investigation. I can't believe the Charlotte Hornets did not call David Silver and the NBA commissioner and say, we're being investigated.
Yeah.
And you think they would have passed that on to teams making a trade.
Yeah. So it's interesting because a lot of people who aren't really interested in sports don't understand the whole thing. The prop bets are the thing that could really corrupt sports. And in the NBA, when it's just 5 guys on the court at a time, one player can really influence the whole swing of those proposition bets, because in the case of Rozier, supposedly he faked an injury, took himself out of a game, and his buddy knew about it, and as a result, he told all the bettors, bet the under, that he'll underperform on his stats.
Yeah, the interesting thing to me about this betting scandal is it wasn't game fixing.
Yeah.
It wasn't one player throwing a game. It was a prop bet, which, I get in itself, it would influence the game if Terry Rozier takes him out and he's a star. But this is different than all the other scandals we've had of a referee fixing games. Tim Donaghy, back to the Black Sox scandal of the World Series being fixed.
The whole thing with Chauncey Billups and the poker game, that's a whole other can of worms. And quite frankly, I didn't see that as the same category as the Rozier thing.
Yeah, it's like all these investigations got swept into one press conference with a lot of smoke, and it wasn't good for the NBA, obviously, but it wasn't as bad as it was made out to be. Unless the Mafia has something else on Chauncey Billups, the coach of Portland, then it was a poker game, not a basketball game.
I totally agree with you. So I guess the real thing that the league has to worry about, and I'm talking about the NBA here, is obviously the credibility of the product. And if fans are looking at a game and they're thinking, man, Bam Adebayo is really struggling tonight. Well, is he hurt? Is he dogging it? Or is the fix in? And if more fans start worrying if the fix is in, then you got a credibility problem.
Well, and I think they also have to worry about the week leading up to it, the
What do you mean?
injury reports. For instance, the Baltimore Ravens got in. They said that Lamar Jackson had a full practice before the last game, last week's game, and he didn't, it turned out. And so the betting line swung from Baltimore giving 7.5 points to a 5-point swing once everybody learned that Lamar Jackson was not going to play the game. So these are the type of things the leagues need to get a handle on.
But the leagues have invited this in because they're making so much money now, and they need to keep boosting the interest. And one way they do it is by getting fans to pay attention to games. Otherwise, they would care less than anything about, because they're worried about the betting on these games. On
look,
these
this has been going on. Remember back Jimmy the Greek Schneider, and before gambling was legalized. Now, I'm not a gambler.
Yeah.
I know, not ethically. I'm just, if I gamble, I don't pay attention to the sports game. But I don't need it. A lot of people need it. It helps ratings. It boosts attendance, and that means more money in the owners' pockets.
You're like me, Dave, old school. I just want to watch the game, win or lose. They won, they lost. That's it. Goodbye.
Or just old, one or the other. Because I go with my kids, and they got their apps out, and they're betting.
Not me. I just want to enjoy the game. Dave Hyde, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate you stopping by.
Good to be here, Jim.
All righty. All right, here's the question. Is there too much emphasis on gambling in sports? Is it hurting the games? We certainly would like to hear your thoughts. Email us at cbsmiami@cbs.com. All right, when we come back, celebrating a life gone far too soon.
She deserves her flowers. You know what I mean? I wish more people kind of could have had that moment, or like moments interacting with her, feel the kindness that she could just pour out at any moment. So in my eyes, she was always a star. So.
The family of Kelsey Karpiak keeping her memory alive by celebrating what she loved to do, dance. Also, maintaining a home is expensive, but one organization in Broward is helping people take care of repairs and avoid those costly bills. Welcome back to Miami Life. You know, as time goes by, maintaining a home gets more expensive. Well, a nonprofit group in Broward County helps the elderly, veterans, and also people with special needs keep up with important home repairs without breaking the bank. Naja Sherman shows us the crucial help provided by Rebuilding Together Broward County.
Broward County homeowner Inell Thomas and her daughter Ann Harvin are going down memory lane as they look through this photo album. This house has been in their family for 31 years. But the cost of keeping up the home started to weigh heavy on the two of them.
Concerned about ticket price items that would come up, things that it would break down, or just being concerned of her being able to take care of them.
That is where Rebuilding Together Broward County comes in. Repair technician Erica Manzanares is often the first point of contact for homeowners. She is walking through Thomas's home, taking note of what needs repair.
I'm going to be looking around for anything that could be a trip hazard, if you have any leaks inside the house.
Trying to find the story. What's the story behind? How did it get to the place where it is right now? And then I relay that story back to see if there's any way that we could help them.
Free of charge to Thomas, Rebuilding Together Broward County is making several repairs, including adding grab bars in the restroom, so Thomas has a safer experience when she's using the restroom and taking a shower, lowering her risk of falling. They're also installing fans, adding to energy efficiency, replacing faucets, and doing some plumbing work.
So we're not just doing a quick fix that's going to, last a short period of time. These are fixes and repairs and modifications that last sometimes for generations to come. You know that housing is a social determinant of health, right? It doesn't just affect, something in the room. It affects every aspect of your life.
How grateful are you?
I'm very grateful. I thank God every day. Yes, I'm very grateful.
Oh, it was a huge lifting of the weight off of us, thinking, not even having to think about it,
The nonprofit focuses on helping seniors, veterans, and people with special needs across Broward County not just survive, but thrive in their homes.
Rebuilding Together Broward County serves more than 400 households per year. There are a number of ways you can volunteer if you would like to help out your fellow neighbor. I put all that information for you on our website. Just go to cbsmiami.com. Naja Sherman, CBS News Miami.
Thank you, Naja. Still to come after a short break, how a family turned tragedy into a mission to help talented dancers pursue their dream. That story, when Miami Life returns. Welcome back to Miami Life. I absolutely love to dance, and so did Kelsey Karpiak, a young lady from Palmetto Bay who inherited the love of dancing from her mom, a dance instructor. Kelsey's dancing dreams were cut short, but her family has made sure that her love of dance is carried on with an event that has found power in its purpose.
It's been a long time. How you doing?
You look good, man.
It felt like a reunion, and for me and others, it was. It had been 11 years since I had seen Craig Karpiak, a former football coach at Palmetto High School, and his wife Rosanna, the dance instructor.
Hey! How you doing? You look the same.
Oh, you're sweet.
You do. I'm not lying.
Tonight, their daughter's name was in lights. Her love of dance revived at a scholarship fundraiser. There was a time when Kelsey Karpiak was dancing in showcases like this. All of that changed on July 4th, 2014.
We were at the Biltmore watching the fireworks, and she was supposed to meet us there, and
That didn't happen. She decided to go out with some friends and watch the fireworks from out on the bay. And so we never saw her again after that.
Kelsey Karpiak was among 4 people killed in a horrible boating accident in Biscayne Bay. She was 24 years old. The Karpiak and Berry families had plenty of shared history before then because our daughters were best friends growing up.
Oh my gosh, yes. Those were her favorite overalls. And she's holding Tweety Bird.
I remember her as one of Jazzy's happiest friends.
Oh, that's wonderful. She was a happy child, that's for sure.
Rosanna Karpiak struggled to soldier on after Kelsey died until a friend suggested creating a scholarship fundraiser in her honor. 8 years later, it is still growing strong, having doled out more than $44,000 in dance scholarships. For her, the annual event has proven to be therapeutic.
The more you say their name, the more you speak of them, your grief, you heal so much faster.
While Kelsey Karpiak's love of dance lives on through this foundation, concerns about boating safety remain 11 years after the accident that claimed her life. Even in this family, views are mixed on whether or not things have improved enough.
Unfortunately, we have to have tragedy to have some change, which is terrible, but I'm glad things are happening, and I'm glad things are getting done.
Do you think that boating safety is any better now than it was then?
Yes and no. I think with the amount of people that are getting killed on the water, more and more people are realizing that we need better laws, we need stricter laws.
Your sister's name is in lights there. When you walk in and you see that, you go, what's it do to you?
She deserves her flowers, you know what I mean? I wish more people kind of could have had that moment or like moments interacting with her, feel the kindness that she could just pour out at any moment. So in my eyes, she was always a star. So seeing her name in lights makes a lot of sense.
Indeed it does. To learn more about how you can support their efforts to help other young dancers, just go to the foundation's website, kelseykarpiakfoundation.org. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, so those who really know me know that I love music, making it and performing it. So we enjoy turning the spotlight on others who love teaching the next generation of musical talent. Well, Carlos Rafael Rivera is a teacher at the Frost School of Music at the University of Miami. Besides his classwork, Rivera is also busy making music for Hollywood. He's won a Grammy and 3 Emmy Awards for composing scores for shows like Netflix's The Queen's Gambit. Rivera's students say it's his presence, not his impressive resume, that have made the biggest impact on them.
Even though he has somewhat of a name for himself, like you wouldn't really necessarily feel it if you're talking to him. Like, he's very personable and he's funny and he takes the time to get to know you.
What makes me proud of the opportunity to teach is the fact that I'm giving back and I'm sharing all my mistakes with the next generation.
Very well said. Despite all the success he's had in Hollywood, Rivera plans to keep sharing his love of music and life with students and to remain an instructor at the University of Miami. And certainly all those students appreciate that. That's going to do it for this week's Miami Life. Don't forget, we'll see you every Thursday for new episodes at 6:30 on the stream. We're also on TV 33 Sundays at 1:30 in the afternoon. And of course, all Miami Life episodes are available on demand on our YouTube channel. I'm Jim Barry. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon.